The extrude tool was one way to add geometry to an object. There are a few others, and they have their places. The one we're going to talk about in this video is one that's used for adding detail in very specialized locations in an object. Just creates more geometry in a small area. You can do that with extrude and whatnot, but Maya always likes to give you a couple of different ways to get something done. So we're going to start with our famous cube here, our Rubik's Cube, which is it, the coordinates and the size here. It's not real critical. I just made this one a little bigger, but what's important here is what we're going to do. So we're going to right click and choose face and select a face. And now we're going to subdivide this geometry to add a little more detail. So edit mesh, and then add divisions, the little rectangle to the right of it. So we've got a couple of choices here. We can set this exponentially or linearly. We can set the number of divisions. We've got a couple of different modes. Let's just apply. And okay, if you look closely here, we'll see that it's just taken and split our cube horizontally and vertically. Basically made 4 faces out of that one. So we'll Z and unselect this. Let's look a little different way. We'll leave exponentially selected and set division levels to 2. Click apply. Now, it takes a little bit to figure out, to intuitively understand what's going on here with this divisions of 2. And what it is, remember when we had divisions set at 1, it just had the one line down the center from top to bottom and the one line from left to right. Now it's actually taken each of those 4 faces that it created and split those the same way. So if you look at each of those 4 quadrants, they're now split up into 4 quadrants as well. And that's why it's exponentially. Every number, every level that you add to this is going to take each one of those faces from the previous level and split it up. And so you can see that after 2 or 3 or 4, you'd start to get an amazing amount of geometry there. So that probably makes a little more sense now. Linearly would just split it up single lines. So 1 would give you 1 line in each direction, 2 would give you 2 lines in each direction, and so on. And you can play around with this. Now, we split that originally into quads. We can also split this into triangles. And there we go. So there it is. It's just basically split from the corners and created 4 triangles with levels set to 1. So you can think of it as that version from before rotated 45 degrees to get the splits from the centers of the faces to the edges. So we'll undo that. And now I'm going to come in and set the division levels to 2, still exponentially. It's kind of a wild pattern, who knows, it could have some uses, but again, you're not going to know how these things work till you experiment. We can't go over everything in the book or the video. There's just not enough time. So we'll undo that and leave it to you to go in and play around with this.